Well, hello. We are here today with Lauren and Vivian, who is new to the scene. And we're going to talk about a little bit about her ministry and what she does and how it started, all of it. It's Kairos 825. And I actually just met Lauren today. Know her mother, know some friends. We have a lot of mutual friends because it's Williamsburg, and you're bound to know somebody.
Yes.
So I'm so excited to hear about what you do and how you got started, all of it. I'm going to start with, what is the name of the organization? Where did that come from? And a little bit about your story.
Okay.
So take it away.
So the name of the organization is Kairos 825. We're a support group for women that are experiencing infertility or pregnancy and infant loss. And our name comes from the Greek word kairos, which means an opportune time, and the Bible verse Romans 8:25. But if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with perseverance.
That's beautiful.
So we're a support group that meets together to just do life and to share the really hard parts of infertility or pregnancy loss. I got involved because my very first pregnancy was a chemical pregnancy, which is basically a super early pregnancy loss. And I remember like Googling, like, does this even count as a miscarriage? Like, can I even grieve this? And people around me like didn't have experience with that, couldn't really talk to them about it. And then a couple years later, we got pregnant with our oldest son. No complications there. But then when we got pregnant again, everything started totally normal. But at my 12-week ultrasound, the doctor found concerning abnormalities. And so, long story short, lots of specialist appointments, ultrasounds, testing. We found out that that baby, whom we named Declan, he had a rare lethal genetic condition, a lethal form of skeletal dysplasia.
Oh, wow.
And so there was one other baby in literature that had that exact condition, and that baby only lived for 1 day. So that was kind of what we were expecting. So that was a short time, but a very long journey of just walking through this pregnancy, knowing that we were going to have a baby that wasn't going to live.
Oh, wow.
So it felt very isolating and alone because people that knew what was going on didn't want to talk to me about it or ask questions. I think because they didn't want to upset me. And then it just felt very isolating. And so after we had Declan, he lived for 21 hours. And then
so you went full term.
We went full term, yes. So he was born 37 weeks exactly, went into labor, and had a C-section because his genetic condition, his head was very large, chest was very small, arms and legs small. So we did send him to the NICU at CHKD, but they couldn't tell us, like, he was not going to be able to live on his own. So we moved to Comfort Care and we got to hold him as he passed. And so we got, in a way, we were prepared for it because we knew what was coming. But it was still.
So at this point, you had one son. He was how old?
Just under 2. And so, yeah, he knew, like, he would say baby, touching my stomach. But then when we came back from the hospital,
there's no baby.
He never even asked. It's just like he knew, like, there was no baby there. So it was very hard coming home from the hospital and not having a baby in my arms when I was recovering from a C-section, couldn't do anything, but there was no baby to show for it. So It was
after 9 months of
kind
of attaching yourself to that baby inside of you that's growing. And
wow.
And
after the fact, I found out, all these other resources, all these other people that have gone through it. 1 in 4 pregnancies ends in miscarriage. And there are so many other women out there that are giving life-limiting diagnosis during their pregnancy. So they're told that, their baby has some condition and is not going to live for long after birth or whatever the case may be. But I didn't know that at the time. And so it felt very isolating and alone. And so I actually went to my first Kairos meeting when Declan would have turned 1 in August of 22. And
so you first got involved as someone who needed.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And it was
healing.
The support group had only been around since March of that year. So it was still
very new.
And it was just really, for me, comforting and healing to go and to share my story and like all of its details, share pictures, talk about everything that I was feeling with people that wanted to listen.
Sure.
And, weren't uncomfortable by the heavy topic. And yeah, so
you felt safe, like a safe environment, a place where you could find healing. And
and they gave me some resources. We have book carts of different books that we've recommended, and I was given a devotional, Grieving the Child I Never Knew, that I got to work through, and that was really helpful and healing. And so we still have this book cart. We are adding resources to it. Awesome. And so any of the women that come to the group, it's our gift to them. Like we have all different topics: infertility, miscarriage, infant loss, devotionals, stories that people have written from their journey. And
wow.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this is a now second experience that you've had with loss. But at this point you really realized, I need something. I need a resource.
Yes.
I can't, this is too much for just me to take this weight. You felt the loss. It was very real. Your husband, tell me what his process was like. Did he get the same kind of resources? Did he go through the same feeling of loss? I mean, like, yours is different. The baby's actually growing inside of you, but it's his baby too. How was he a support to you? How,
He was very focused on taking care of me. And we've talked about this, him and I, and then we've also talked in the group how, the spouses or the fathers of the baby, their grieving process is just totally different because it's a different experience. But my husband, Cameron, was really focused on just making sure that I was okay, making sure that I, during my pregnancy, had what I needed, getting to all the doctor's appointments afterwards, making sure that, whatever I needed, he wanted to make sure that I was physically healing okay, emotionally, mentally healing okay. And so I think he kind of pushed his own healing journey off to the side and,
prioritized you.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Okay. So Kairos, you're coming to the meetings. It's once a month, you said?
Once a month,
okay,
yes.
Once a month. There's women there that have gone through the same thing, that have come to listen, and then there's other women, I think you were telling me earlier, that have a heart to help.
Yeah. So we have the people that are currently in a journey or have recently been through a journey of infertility or loss. But then we have other women that their journey was, years ago.
Okay.
They have grandchildren now. And so this is from many, many years ago, or they have a sister or a daughter or someone close to them that has been through it. Hearing listeners, they have a heart for the women that are going through it now, and they want to be there to support and help those that are going through these journeys feel not alone.
That's
right
awesome.
now.
So those that are able to participate are women that have experienced loss. Is that
based on who's there that night? So we have some women that have an infertility journey that have never been able to get pregnant. We have some women that are struggling with infertility and have had several miscarriages or losses, and then women that have had miscarriages or stillbirths, just that whole range of grief and loss.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So do you have like any like stats that you could share with us about, I think you said 1 in 4
Yes.
pregnancies end in
1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage,
miscarriage.
and then 1 in 6 women experience infertility. So
Wow, one in
it
six. Okay.
um, it seems when you're in that middle of the journey, it seems very isolating. Like you
Mm,
don't realize that there are other people. And I think nowadays people are a lot more open about their journey or their losses. So it's becoming a little bit easier to talk about than like my grandmother. My
right.
grandmother had 2 stillbirths,
Wow.
way back when. And
Yeah.
I remember talking to her and she was like, yeah, you just move on with life.
Right.
And
Right.
thankfully, we don't just have to move on with life.
Right.
We
Right.
can talk about
Sure.
it. Yeah.
Sure. And there's resources. And that is, I think, the purpose of this whole
Mm-hmm.
interview and getting to know what you do as a ministry, but also provide that information for our circle and our clients and people that might have or going through the same process or going through the same loss. Or know somebody that is that they
Yes.
can connect you with. Right now, you are a ministry of a church.
Mm-hmm.
You want to share that
Yeah, so we're a ministry of Grace Covenant Presbyterian Church right now.
here in
Yes,
Williamsburg?
and we meet there the second Monday of every month at
Okay.
7 p.m.
Okay.
And so that's where
But
we
you
are
don't
right
have to
now.
be a member of the
Right. I'm
church.
not a member of Grace Covenant, so yeah, you
Yeah,
don't have to be a member of the church. It's open to
to
anyone.
anyone.
You don't have to be a believer. We do have our resources are Christ centered, and
Right.
many of the women that come, their faith is a large part of their journey.
Sure.
But it's open to whoever
Anyone.
needs
Mm.
the support and help.
What's like your aha moments, or have you seen that now that after yourself going
Mm-hmm.
through as someone participating, but now someone that's helping and leading the charge? Can you share any like big wins or experiences like that?
Yeah, there's a couple people, one in particular that she came to the group, and I don't think she had ever really been able to share her story with anyone in
Mm.
her circle. Suffered a couple of miscarriages fairly
Wow.
back to back, and yeah, didn't have any type of support system. And so
Mm.
then she came to our group and found a support system there. And she has mentioned that, you know, she really appreciates the community that we have provided. And it's really helped her in her healing journey.
Wow. That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
I'm sure there's
Mm-hmm.
plenty of stories like that, and that's the whole purpose,
Mm-hmm.
right? A mission of it. Where can we find more information about your organization?
Yeah. So we have a website, Kairos825.com.
And that's Kairos, Kairos,
Yes.
825.com.
Yes.
Okay, just to make sure.
Yes.
We'll put the information up on
Mm-hmm.
the screen or in the comments, but so that anybody that is interested in looking further into the ministry, they're welcome
Mm-hmm.
to do so. Tell me about your founder, who I
Yes.
know because
Yes.
she was the principal of the school that I was a part of way back. And so I want to hear
Yes.
about her, how she got it started.
Gwen Martin. So she and her daughter was walking through an infertility journey,
Mm.
and a couple other people at her church. I think she was talking to Allie Williamson, was another member of the church that was going through an infertility journey, and they realized that there was not
Nothing.
really any support for um, women that were having these difficult journeys. So
Mm.
they began praying about it and decided to start the ministry to just really, the purpose is to make people feel not alone and
Right.
like know that there are others out there
Yeah.
that care about them and love them and have also walked similar
Sure.
journeys.
Sure. And find the healing that they
Mm-hmm.
need and that they're looking for. Gwen is a wonderful, amazing woman with a huge heart to serve. And I know her personally. I know her daughter. And I think that's actually, I heard about it from her, from somebody that told me that she had started this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful that she shared
Yes.
that information so
Yes.
that we could really talk more. Okay, so tell me if there's anything coming up or any current needs that you have that you're looking for support, resources from anybody that our circle or anybody that wants to know more how they can get involved, even if they personally aren't going through that or know anyone that is.
So I mentioned the book cart with the resources. So if anyone wants to donate books or money to get books, because it's a gift to the people, to the women that come. So
Sure.
Always replenishing that book cart. If you have a story or know somebody that has a story, each month we have a guest speaker that shares their story, and then we have time to talk about where everyone is in their journey. But we're always looking for people to come and share their story as well. But coming up in May, we have a bereaved Mother's Day afternoon tea.
Neat.
So I think we all know Mother's Day is the second Sunday in May. And that can be a really difficult day for women that don't have that motherhood dream, either through infertility or having had lost a child, not even just a pregnancy, but adult children. And so bereaved Mother's Day is the first Sunday in May.
Okay.
It's like set aside to honor the women that their children may not be earthside and to remember their children. And so last year we did our first bereaved Mother's Day tea, and we're going to do it again this year.
That's awesome.
And so just a time for women to talk about their kids, to celebrate their motherhood, and to just do something that's a way to honor them.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So that's the first Sunday in May.
Yes.
Do you know the exact date of that?
I believe it's May 3rd.
Okay. And it's at Grace?
It's actually going to be, my church is Daybreak Church, and we have a ministry center. So I can give you the address for that.
We'll include that in the information as well. So in case it's not on their website, we can share that information with you. If you know anyone, that might be a good opportunity for them to step in and just be a part to see what the ministry is about.
Yeah.
Also, we are neat as far as the resources. You were talking about even financially. Now, do you go through the church?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if somebody wants to give, we'll give you that information as well. It'll probably be through Grace, and then with some specifics to this ministry, Kairos 825 specifically. But again, we'll provide that information. Well, I appreciate you, Lauren. I appreciate what you do. And so that is a really beautiful story and a beautiful ending. Not like your story's over, but to see that now you have 3 kids. Not everybody has that luxury. Right. Not everybody that's not everybody's story. And so I think it's so important for ministries like this to be known, because people do need the healing from that loss. It's such a heavy thing to have to go through or feel you have to go through by yourself. And there are, like Lauren said, there's so many people that have walked that journey or are walking that journey. So you're not alone. Thank you for your time. Yes, thank you, Vivi, for your time. And we will thank you all for just listening. And hopefully you got a lot out of this and will take the steps, or hopefully if you know somebody, you'll connect them with this ministry.